is my privilege to introduce to you not just this year's commencement speaker, but also my best friend, Noah Bean. Noah has served on the varsity soccer team for 4 years, served as an SGA officer for 3 years, including student body president. He has participated in the North Carolina Governor's, House, and Senate page programs, as well as North Carolina Governor School. For those who don't know him, that is just the beginning of the very, very, very long list of achievements and extracurriculars. Noah will be attending, Miss Silver, can you help me real quick? How do you say that?
That's university.
Okay, sorry guys, I only know how to say go heels. Anyways, in the fall, Noah will be attending Duke University. That's a Benjamin and Duke scholar. Hear it up for Noah Bean.
Thank you, Catherine, for the introduction. Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, the Vance Charter School class of 2025. We made it. That probably sounds like a formality, something that everyone says at the beginning of a graduation speech. But let it sink in. We made it. Through every quiz that we forgot to study for, every 8:29 a.m. sprint to class, every homecoming week, every exam, all of it, we're here. We're sitting in caps and gowns, surrounded by the people who've been part of this journey, and we're closing one chapter while staring straight into the next. And we didn't just make it through high school. We built something here, something real, something that will carry with us long after the diplomas begin collecting dust. Before I say anything else, I want to begin with some thank yous, because none of us got here alone. To Mrs. Satterwhite, thank you for making this school feel like a family. From multiplication rhymes to larger life lessons, you've given us the tools that we need to succeed and strive to make us better every single day. To Dr. Mathis, thank you for your leadership and your commitment to lifting student voices. To Mrs. Seifert and Ms. Bender, thank you for being our calm during the storm. From our first class schedules to our college essays, you've been our guideposts every step of the way. Ms. Kearns, your support has meant more to me than words can say. Thank you for being my go-to, my guide, and the reason that so much of this is possible. Thank you to every parent, sibling, leader, and volunteer and educator who helps make every day, as Ms. Evans always says, a great Vance Charter Day. This graduating class stands as a reflection of your dedication, your belief in us, and the countless ways that you've invested in our journey. To Catherine, Maya, and Mia, my SGA partners in crime, thank you for building something meaningful with me. I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else. To my grandparents and my siblings, thank you for cheering me on and keeping me grounded. I carry your support with me always. To my dad, thank you for believing in me and teaching me to be courageous enough to think and live outside the box. You truly are one of the superheroes among us. To my mom, my constant, and my best friend, thank you for never letting me forget that I could chase the biggest dreams and actually catch them. You sacrificed so much so that I could have every opportunity, and you did it with grace, strength, and so much love. Everything that I am is because of everything that you are. Last but not least, I give all glory to God, without whom none of this would be possible. So now that we're here, what do we make of this moment? We're at the finish line, except it doesn't really feel like much of an ending, does it? I used to think that graduation was the moment when everything would suddenly make sense. I watched the graduation episodes of my favorite Disney Channel classics, expecting that when I got here, when it was my turn, that some switch would flip and we'd all instantly know who we were and what we were doing next. But standing here now, I think that we all know that's not exactly how it works. What we do leave with, though, is something just as valuable, a sense of who we've been becoming all along. If we've learned anything over the past 4 years, it's that becoming takes time. Becoming a leader, a thinker, a teammate, a friend, someone who cares, someone who acts, someone who knows when to speak and when to listen. We're still becoming, and that's okay. We did more than survive high school. We lived it. We laughed, we cried, we crammed, we created. We pushed boundaries, and we built traditions. We didn't just follow the blueprint, we helped to draw it. And that's what makes this class special. As only the sixth class to graduate from Vance Charter School, we entered high school on the tail end of the COVID-19 pandemic. We weren't handed a perfect mold to step into. We were given a foundation, and it was up to us what we wanted to do with it. We made our mark in a multitude of ways, from homecoming weeks to service projects to new clubs and traditions, and even a pretty epic senior prank. We have been instrumental in shaping the identity of Vance Charter School for years to come. In fact, I'm proud to say that today's commitment marks a milestone in itself. It includes the first student speaker and the first student performers in Vance Charter's history. We have been the first to do many things here, but more importantly, we have carried this responsibility in a way that ensures that we will not be the last. And I think that's what I'll remember most about us, that we showed up even when we didn't have to, that we cared even when it might have been easier not to. So what now? What do we do with everything we've built? What do we do with this moment? As we chart our path forward, I think it's important to go back to basics, the big three. We've all heard the same advice for years: to treat others right, to make smart decisions, and to maximize our potential. Those three lines have been on posters and the morning announcements and on the walls of this school since we were kids. And I'll be honest, I used to tune them out. But looking back, I think that they were more than rules all along. They were a challenge. Treating others right goes beyond the simple idea of being a bucket filler like we learned in elementary school. It's about stepping up for people even when there's nothing to gain. It's about building more seats at every table and using whatever influence we have to include those who've been overlooked or left out. A small act of kindness or encouragement can ripple out farther than we realize, setting a tone of care and inclusion that others will follow. That's one of the most important lessons that this school has taught us, that the measure of our success isn't just in what we achieve for ourselves, but how we lift up others around us. As we step into the next chapter, it's on us to carry that spirit forward, to be leaders who choose compassion over convenience, who listen first and act with empathy, and who work to create communities where everyone feels that they belong. That is the kind of legacy worth leaving behind. Making smart decisions isn't just about boosting a GPA or setting ourselves up for a career. It's about learning to listen to your gut, even when the answer is not obvious. It's knowing when to take a leap of faith and when it's wiser to wait. It's understanding when to speak up and when to give someone else the mic. And just like with kindness, these moments often seem small in the moment, but have a lasting impact on who we become. This school has taught us that true wisdom isn't always about having the right answer. It's about having the humility to ask questions, the courage to make tough calls, and the grace to admit when we're wrong. As we step into the next chapter of our lives, we will face choices both big and small, and the real test will be whether or not we rise to meet them with thoughtfulness, integrity, and with heart. Maximizing our potential isn't about chasing perfection or trying to impress others. It's about leaning into the things that spark passion and purpose within us, the things that make us feel alive. It's about showing up, not halfway, not only when it's easy or convenient, but fully present and fully committed, even when it's hard. And when we think about what it means to maximize the potential and the privilege of a Vance Charter education, we're reminded that we've been given more than just academics. We've been given a foundation, a place that has challenged us, supported us, and prepared us in ways that we may not even realize yet. And that privilege comes with responsibility. We're not here to just take what we've learned and keep it for ourselves. We're here to multiply it, to bring that same spirit of curiosity, grit, and care into the world around us. Whether it's in the next classroom, the next job, or the next community that we call home, we have the chance and the obligation to others, and to ourselves, to keep pushing, to keep building, and to keep raising the bar for what is possible. Maximizing our potential above all else is about taking this opportunity and making something more. We get to decide what kind of lives we want to lead, what kind of people we want to be. Whether we're heading off to college, into the workforce, into the military, or somewhere else entirely, we are all walking into a world that needs something more from us. More than a resume, more than a degree, and more than checking all of the right boxes. More kindness in a world that's forgotten how to slow down. More questions in spaces that pretend to have all of the right answers. More joy in places that feel heavy. More leadership that lifts others up, and more courage to do the right thing, even if no one is watching. We are not finished products. That's not what graduation is. But we are becoming. We are people in motion with the tools, the voice, and the experience necessary to build something beautiful and meaningful, because we've done it here. And now we get to take that and carry it out into the world. It won't be easy. It's never easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. So, class of 2025, thank you. Thank you for the conversations, the chaos, the growth, the laughter, the long nights and early mornings, and all of the smiles in the hallway that made the days a little bit easier. Thank you for being the kind of people who made this place better. We made it, and now we get to go make something more. Thank you.